Morning glory, y'all. It's my last day in Vermont until I go to DC for a little trip with my sister for Beyonce. And so I'm gonna be gone Saturday to Wednesday I get back. And Finley's just gonna be working on projects and renovations and all that kind of good stuff with the doggies. And so today, on Friday, we have to do a handful of things. So we have an appointment in like 20 minutes at the bank to go back in because we couldn't figure out everything yesterday when we went in. We had to like establish an appointment, get my name put on our joint account because it didn't register me online. It only registered Finley, which was kind of annoying, but what can you do? So we're about to go in and do that. And then I want to order checks or get a check from them so I already told you guys this, I think, but I want to get a check from that account after I deposit into it so that I can go and drop off all of my name change documents and fee at the probate court. And then once I get that filed, then what else do we want to do? Oh, also go to USPS for Finley because he has to like change his address there. So I'm gonna bring that document as well. You need to bring your passport, baby, and we have to go right now.
2 hours later.
Yippee! Okay, all good, exciting things. We got debit cards as well as checks for our joint fund at the bank, which is awesome, or I mean the credit union, either way. We got that all sorted. And then Finley actually asked to be left behind so he could go grab a bite to eat because he did not have breakfast this morning. And he was like, I cannot come with you to the probate court. It's just leave me here and you can pick me up on the way home. So I just went to the probate court and I dropped off my name change documents and it's officially going in the system. It's not official until I have my hearing, and they do like web hearings now, so that I don't have to drive all the way back here just to be like, it's me, this is my ID and I want to change it to this, you know? So I'm gonna have that whenever the judge gets back to me, and they, you know, made it clear that there are other people in line in front of me, of course. So I was like, whatever, just whenever. But exciting that I got that filed and everything. I found my birth certificate yesterday. I don't know if I already told you guys that, but I found it in like my precious documents box, and I was like, why did I ask my dad for this when I found it? You know, I just needed to do a little looking, and I found it at the very bottom of the box. So I'm like, there was just a lot to go back through. But anyway, so I got all that done, and now I'm going to try to go to the USPS for Finley just because he has so much to do, like renovation projects, so busy with other stuff, and just like he ran into some issue with getting his address changed. Mine went through fine, but he's had some weird thing where he needs to like verify and bring in an ID and a proof of address with like our insurance policy and like a bunch of other random shit. So I'm gonna go try to do it for him. They may be like, you're not Finley, even though I have my marriage certificate to be like, but I'm his wife, can't I do it? But either way, I'm gonna try. I don't know if it's like worth it to even try, but I'm gonna try.
Later, in the void.
All right, legends. I'm off to the laundromat. I haven't been to the laundromat since I used to live in Koreatown in LA. So literally since like maybe 2016. But I have my laptop and my headphones and like my wallet and, you know, purse, all those things. I also brought my spirulina power bite things that I got at the co-op. They're very good as a snack. I also have a sweater because it definitely looks like it's gonna rain outside. And I also need to go to Staples to drop off a couple of packages for return to freaking Amazon. I'm not normally an Amazon supporter, but with the move, it's just been so easy because we live in bumfuck to get stuff out here that we really need and we don't have close by to us. And I don't obviously want to use that excuse for forever, but you know, until we find more of like the local options and stuff like that, that are closer to us, then the things that we sometimes need ASAP, I might just get on there. But we ordered some light bulbs off of there that are way too fucking bright, so we have to exchange them. And then I also got 2 hampers, and both of them are just like not the color in the listing. So I exchanged them for different colors with different colored handles and stuff like that. Also, I just got this little piggy update from Peach and Ducky being taken care of by Stephanie. Stephanie rents the barn for all of her horses and stuff like that at my in-laws' Virginia property, and they look very, very happy. So I'm happy to see that. We were talking about the pigs last night, like when would be a good timeline for going to get them, because we we may just like rush doing the fence, because that's like really the thing that we need the most to have them out here, is just like have a good pasture for them. But we were talking about maybe, because we're going on a family trip at the end of September, we were like, what if we drive with the dogs in our truck and go take the dogs to stay for a week at my in-laws and just have them care for them and stuff. And then when we get back from the trip, we get the horse trailer that Finley's mom has because she rides, and we load the pigs in and take them back up with us. But then we were like, then we'll have to go back and return the horse trailer. It's not like she's gifting it to us. So we may actually buy our own trailer and take it down there. We have a couple of different options, but that's what's up with me. Also, I'm going to Massachusetts today. Woo! Because Staples and a better laundromat than the one closer to us. The two laundromats that I saw closer to us, I was like, I'm not washing my clothes there. No, they look a little alarming, you know? But Massachusetts looks like they have a good one. So I'm gonna go to Staples and the laundromat. See ya! Okay, first stop Staples. All right, y'all, my experience at the local Suds Way was not incredible, but it worked. I at least got to meet a nice lady and chat with her. Her and her daughter were there. She was helping me with my tragic situation of one of the washers just exploding water everywhere because the seal on the door was just like not properly closing, and I had already paid for the machine, and I was just like, what do I do? Like, it was just me and them in the laundromat, and they were like, I guess just call the phone number on the door. No one answered, so that was pretty tragic. I just left them a voicemail being like, washer number 16 seems to be malfunctioning. My clothes are just already in there, and I already paid for the machine, and it was kind of expensive. Literally $7 to do like the bigger washers compared to like the very small loads for just like a couple of things. Insane. So I was like, I don't want to have to take them out and then, you know, more water just explodes everywhere. Like, it just seems like a bad idea. So I just kept them in there, and I just kept my foot on it for like as long as I needed to until it was over. And now I have some clothes actually hanging on my headrest and on my seat backs in the back, but I had to wait a little bit longer to finish the dry cycle, and now it's finally done. So I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna finally put on our sheets. Oh, I can't wait to sleep on good, clean sheets. But that was my story for you today. I talked to that mom for a little bit after her daughter went to some softball game or something like that. She was just asking me about my organ plates. And then we talked about other stuff. Anyway, I'm gonna go home.
More moments later.
Okay, the bed is made. So the sheet color and the duvet color is actually a little bit different. This color is bone, and then the duvet cover is flax. Both from Parachute, and I'm so excited that we can finally use it. I wanted to wash everything first, and I'm just like, oh my god. Doesn't it look like a cloud?
Looks amazing, baby.
Are you so excited?
Yeah, I get the best sleep ever tonight.
Yeah, and in the linen, I feel like it's gonna be good for your sweaty bod after you've been renovating all day. Finley's just been sanding floors all freaking day, just drenched in sweat. But I'm really excited about how this turned out. I know it looks really wrinkly, but honestly, linen, I don't care when it's wrinkly. It's just, it's always gonna look like that to me, a little crinkly.
Duvets are the best ever if they're down. I love those.
Yeah, it is a down duvet and down pillows. I'm gonna go test it out. Wow, you're really gonna like these pillows, baby. You love down pillows. Okay, now it's time to finally eat dinner. Sorry for the sound of the sander. I'm eating some chicorn nuggets and some waffle cut fries with Jamaican habanero, barbecue sauce, and Santa Cruz lemonade. I don't need no cup. Finley got his own lemonade. I don't think he likes mine very much. I finally got a very powerful coffee grinder. I feel like this is gonna be one of the weakest cups of coffee I've ever made, honestly. I'm just getting the feeling that I really did not put enough grounds in, which is unfortunate. It is what it is. It actually looks kind of dark. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, cheers. It's Saturday, baby. So I'm taking the train down to DC today to see Beyonce with Lindsay, and you wanna know what I'm bringing on our 9-hour train ride? Peach Paradise, dark chocolate almonds, from the co-op, 4 Larabars chocolate chip cookie dough flavor, 2 macaroons that Finley got at the farm truck roundup the other day, a bunch of those carob and spirulina energy bites, the rest of the pack. And then I made myself a sandwich and I wrapped it up with a rubber band and parchment paper. It's the same sandwich that I showed you guys the other day. It's just on Dave's 21 grain bread with Swiss and tofurkey and spinach and some of the Annie's Goddess dressing. Look at my little lunchbox. Can't wait. I'm gonna pack it up. Okay, I showered and got myself all ready. I know I've been wearing this dress a lot, but I actually washed this at the laundromat yesterday, so she's clean, don't worry. But I wanted to show you something that's kind of a fun update for the move. So when we first moved in, I just stacked all of the plants like by this window right here. But now I have them all in their little areas. So I have my 3 monsteras, my 1 snake plant, which the snake plant could honestly go more into the shade, but she's just vibing there for right now. And then over at this window, so cute, I have my little tiny pothos that's hanging on by a thread. She was like a transplant gift from a friend for Christmas. And then I have my little spider plant, my aloe, more pothos that's very hairy and gorgeous, and then our passion fruit cactus in this fun little pot that I love so much. And then we go over here. I have my fiddle leaf fig that's like kind of doing okay. Wow. That's kind of fun, dogs. And then I believe this is a Dracaena. Sorry for the dogs. My pink rubber plant, my money tree, and wait, is this the Dracaena? And then this plant, this purple one, is from my neighbor Olya in Oregon. Cute. I still call her my neighbor even though she lives across the country. And then I got this one for Easter and she's not doing well. This was a gift from my mother-in-law and I think it just needs to be planted outside because it's really hanging on by a thread. But this one, oh my God, she's been doing amazing. Finley gave me this for Valentine's Day.
Looked like it was gonna die for a while.
I know, for so long we thought it was gonna die and then I moved it outside and it started thriving. I decided I'm gonna leave my camera behind here with Finley so he can film his renovation video while I'm gone. But I'm packing all of my things now. I have my little cowgirl boots and gonna go catch this train.
Meanwhile.
Okay, well I got a little electrical work going on today. And if you've ever felt like you're not good enough to work on electrical, this is the encouragement you were looking for because there's no possible way you could be this bad at it. I got quite a rat's nest in here that I was handed down from the previous owner. I've had a lot of ideas of the best way to go about this. All my other ideas ended up being more complicated than I needed. I have 2 safety problems going on in here. One is there is a 20 amp breaker with a wire that's gauge is only rated for 15 amps going into the 20 amp breaker. So basically that wire can catch on fire before the breaker flips. And then I have a double tap breaker up here where somebody just threw 2 hots into one 20 amp breaker, which you're also not supposed to do. Other than that, I have to change the wiring on this double pole 30 amp breaker to be a 10.3. This is, I believe, a 10.2 that's in there. The dude stuck the neutral and the hots in the hots, and then he grounded the ground, but it's supposed to be 2 hots, a neutral and a ground. You probably don't care. So I'm gonna fill this spot with the new 20, replace that with the 15, replace the wiring going into here, run that wiring out here, then down there, I'll set up a I don't think I'm gonna like set it into the wall. I'm just gonna do a temporary little box with a 4-prong plug. Well, like any good DIYer, I looked up how bad it is to get shocked by 240 volt electricity before beginning this endeavor, and it's only pretty bad. Not that bad, unless you go from your hand to your head, then that's really bad. So basically, I gotta shut up and actually focus on what I'm doing. All the power comes in to this breaker right here. That's like the main breaker on this thing, I guess. So I'm gonna just turn that off, and that should, I'm gonna test all this, but that should kill all the power to all this other stuff. But these actual wires coming in right here are still gonna be hot. So like if I touch that myself with my hand, that would be bad. So I don't have to get too close to any of that. I'm not too terribly worried about it, but it is on the forefront of my mind. You see that? It's still hot coming in. But then these other ones, like that would have been hot had I not turned that off. So all this other shit is good. But come to think of it, now I can't fucking see anything. Here's a little shot of everything I'm using today. Some 10-3 wire, double gang box, a little cover plate for the 4-prong switch, and then a 15-amp breaker. Everything else is already installed. So we got an empty 20 there. Got the new 15 here. Simple as that for that one. This one's gonna be harder. I did not bring enough wire. So when you see everybody on the internet being like, what do you leave service loops and extra wire for? This is what. Hoping that I find you. God, no. This wire, I unhooked from like this one or something, but I need it to reach all the way down here, and that's not happening. But most of these are just 20-amp breakers with the proper gauge wire to them, so I'm just gonna pop it out, like basically just move the circuit. So I'll take the wire out of this one and move that down to the bottom, because there is enough leeway there, and then connect this where the old one is, and then I'll just change up on my list like what circuit's what. I think that should work. I hope so. Took some beautiful notes so I don't forget. So I spent like a whole fucking day trying to figure out what each of these circuits actually did, since nothing was labeled, and I figured it out pretty well, but I still got some question marks there. Anyways, I'm not trying to have to redo that because that sucked. Hope this works. Pray for me. I get so scared. I just want to check every 2 seconds that it's still not gonna bite me. Number 7. With my windows down. Holy shit. So that is done. That wasn't too bad. There was extra wire for that lower one, so made it pretty simple. Just switching over some circuits. As always, I'm not a professional. Don't do what I do or listen to what I say. Now I have to take the wrong kind of wiring out from this one and replace it with the right kind of wiring and then run it over, which I'm gonna do just lazy way. If it's worth doing right, except for the times when it's just not worth it. Calls for a little step ladder here. Beep, beep, beep. Ain't nothing I can't handle. God, I'm so freaked out right now. A bunch of money brain cells down. Worried about my brain cells now. Fuck, that freaked me out. Hopefully silicone is not all conductive. Oh, Jesus Christ. Finally. So everything else went well so far. Last thing to do, I got the old wire out. I forgot to turn on the camera for that. Probably for the best because I was really scared. Now I'm putting this wire in. Well, here's my beautiful work. And before you look at that and say, hey, Finley, that pretty much looks like shit, like pretty much not much better than the last guy did. Well, fuck off. Because guess what? I was really scared working on it because those wires were hot and it's just already such a fucking mess in there. It was so hard to do anything clean and I just did not want to like get my hands in there fucking with stuff. So I kept it as minimal and brief as possible. So that's the trick, you know, comes in, got it clamped up top, got everything plugged into the right places. I'm pretty happy with it. Turned it back on. Everything seems to be working from what I can tell. So now I gotta wire the outlet for the dryer. That's pretty simple. I knew everything was going too smooth, so I was waiting for the problem, hoping it wasn't gonna be a big shock to the dome, which I avoided luckily. But this is one of those things, it's like you just always fuck something like this up because you just don't know, because you don't know what you're doing. Like this doesn't actually mount in here. Like you do need a double gang box to fit these things, but I guess you need a different double gang box. I looked it up and it said use metal like on an unfinished basement like this, so that's why I picked that one. I mean, they're pretty standard. It's not like there's a lot of options, so I'm not sure exactly what. I grabbed this faceplate from next to this thing, so these are designed to go with each other. There was no gang boxes next to that, so I honestly have no idea. I wonder, maybe this is designed to fit in a single. That seems like a stretch to me. But anyways, like I don't even know what I did wrong here or what I need different. I basically just need to go back to Home Depot and stare at shelves for another 2 hours. So this one's pretty good. This is a dryer vent, so all the hot air coming out of the dryer can get pushed outside. And this thing is fucking nasty, bro. Look at that in there. Cigarette butts, just the fucking works in there. Oh man, the filth of it. The wife insisted we get a brand new one. Let's try to start the installation. Oh, cigarette. So I can at least see if I'm missing any pieces I need. So I got it down. Can you see in there at all? There you go. Wow. That's exactly what you want in your dryer vents. Also, like, this type of shit on the outside. Fuck, that's so gross, bro. Part of all this shit is you just gotta not worry about it too much or you won't get anything done.
Morning glory, y'all. I'm filming in the little wing today with all of my plants, and I also put a mirror in here because we only have like a tiny mirror that sits above our toilet. And I was just brushing and then braiding my hair back for the day because I gotta get some things done today, okay? I got back from DC on Wednesday late afternoon. My train was delayed, it was dark. And then yesterday, Thursday, was really like an admin day for me, which has been a huge part of like my role in the house because Finley's been doing so much like renovations and handyman work and all that kind of stuff. And it's not like I can't help with that, but also at the same time, there's so many other things right now to do, like insurance things and bank things and, you know, just making sure that all of that kind of like paperwork stuff is in order. So I was doing a ton of that yesterday. I called the propane company so that they can come out and basically just like give us a new tank that's like properly safe and set up. So I got that scheduled, but they're not going to be able to come out for like 2.5 weeks or something like that. So we're not able to use our stovetop right now for gas since it's a propane gas stove, but that's okay. I'm just gonna go back to the grocery store, I think, and get more meals that we can make like in the air fryer and the microwave and all that kind of stuff for now, because we also can't use our oven, but we have an air fryer that is also a convection oven, so it's fine. I'm doing like random updates for you, but what else did I do yesterday? I canceled both of our old Virginia health insurances for dental and regular health care, and I had to like call the marketplace and get that canceled. And then I've just been shopping for a different plan, and I do have a dental plan that I'm gonna go forward with and get that all secured, but I'm still trying to decide on my health plan like as of today, which is boring, but I've been trying to figure that all out and get like our bank set up to that account and all that kind of good stuff. So I'm gonna work on that a little bit today as well. And also yesterday I ordered replacement glass and a gasket for the wood stove, the wood pellet stove to be specific, because we currently have like cracked glass. It's so fogged, you can't even see through, and we just have to replace that. I also researched roofing and gravel driveway companies so that we can see to some of that work before winter. So I'm gonna call and get some quotes and all of that kind of good stuff. But good morning. Today we also are planning to install a new sink, sprayer, faucet situation, garbage disposal, all that kind of stuff. But the sink did arrive dented.
How's it done?
It does? Ugh, what the freak?
It's just pretty annoying.
So I'm just kind of annoyed because it's like, I really don't want to go through the process of just exchanging this in this sink, possibly just like going to landfill or something like that, because I really don't know what they do with returns because we bought it on Amazon. So I told Finley, I was like, this is another example of just like not buying shit like this through Amazon, you know? And it was like kind of expensive, but not like highest end that we could get, you know? So it's like you pay for what you get, you know? And so I'm just gonna accept the dent. I don't wanna go through the work. It's a small dent. I don't think a lot of people will even notice that it's there, and it will upgrade our sink either way from what we currently have. So that's what we're doing today. And Finley's just been working on a lot of like electrical and plumbing work to kind of figure out all of that good stuff for making sure that everything's in order for the next steps of installation. So that's what's up with us. And I'm just having my coffee right now. I just finished doing my hair, and I've also been listening to the Maddie Ziegler episode of High Low with Emrata. It's a very good episode. My sister recently started rewatching Dance Moms, and when we were on the DC trip, I watched like one episode with her, and I was like, damn, we really used to watch this all the time because my sister and I were dancers growing up. And yeah, I love Maddie, so I'm excited to hear from her as a 20-year-old woman, you know? So anyways, cheers to that. Love a good podcast, and let's get after it.
Later.
All right, are you guys ready to hear about my FOTD, flop of the day? I just called not one, not two, but 14 roofing companies, and I had to leave a voicemail for most of them. And then the ones that I did get through to, one person seemed hopeful, like she would let me know and give me a quote, hopefully, on getting something like this repaired. But I basically was calling, and at first I was like, yeah, we have a standing seam metal roof. And then I was looking at photos of the roof again, and I was like, no, we don't. This is a corrugated metal roof. And like, we purchased this home thinking that we had a standing seam metal roof that just had like some missing fasteners and like some missing flashing. And then I looked back at the inspection report and like the roofing material, and I was like, no, I fully was wrong about that. So then I called around and I was asking if people do repairs on corrugated metal. And the last guy that I talked to was like, no, I don't do repairs because they fail so often that then I'm the bad guy if I come out and repair it and then it fails again. And, you know, with tears at the fasteners or missing screws and stuff like that, like that's just bad wood at that point. So you can't just put another screw into it because it's rotted wood. And I was like, you are correct, sir. That is exactly the case. Yes. So I don't know why at first we thought that this would be easier, but I have bad news to bear for not only me, but Finley when he gets home from the hardware store. So we just have to kind of decide what to do, because standing seam metal roofs are like insanely expensive, like $30,000 or something, if not more. So I don't know, man, but I guess it would, you know, give us more longevity to replace it, but it's just a pretty big financial decision. So 14 calls done, and I'm not feeling good about things, but that's fine. I'll just talk to Finley when he gets home, and then we can figure out what to do from there. He's picking up some things for plumbing and electrical at the hardware store, which is basically his second home now. Love it.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Okay, it's an exciting day because we're replacing this sink today. I know it's off center from the window, just black that out. We've been really annoyed by this median in the middle of the sink, and it's just, yeah, it hasn't been good. The sink sprayer is broken, so like when you pick it up, it doesn't attach to anything. It was never attached to anything. And we just want a bigger, better sink. So Finley ordered us a giant sink, a faucet, like with a bigger, you know, sprayer thing that you can use to wash the dishes. And then we also got a garbage disposal because we don't have one. And then we also ordered a dishwasher, which is gonna go over here, but it's not in yet. So Finley's gonna work on the sink today. So I just wanted to let you know what's going on. We'll show you, I guess, or I can show you as we go on, but we're gonna empty out under here.
Well, I'm trying to disconnect this sink here. I don't know if you could see me. I already did the one water line, so I'm disconnecting the other. I already turned the water off. I got this bucket here to catch whatever falls out. Damn, that felt like a lot of threads. Oh, there it is. And I'm disconnecting these, then I'm gonna disconnect this P-trap. And once I do that, I'll cut out around the sink, and then I should hopefully be able to lift it out. Forgot to film it, but that's it with the P-trap out. So it's actually really hard to see from this angle. You can see that it's disconnected now. Nothing except for the silicone around the sink, which this is like barely even has. I can tell there was some applied at some point. Yeah, it shouldn't be very much to cut through, and then there should be nothing but weight holding the sink in place. We'll see how this goes. I'm gonna try to use a slightly oversized crowbar to get this out, because there's these huge gaps around the edges like this. That worked pretty well. Loosened it right up.
I think it was really secured in the first place.
Had a little bit sticking it to it. Oh, that's not pretty heavy at all.
The feminine urge to clean this before he puts another in. Can I clean it?
Do you want to do this?
Sure.
This one has like an actual blade. Like it's actually sharp.
Can I go underneath? Like underneath the sink? It's still like a little shaky. Yeah, but it's flush. Check it out, y'all. New faucet, who dis? Yeah, I'm gonna spray everything in here. I could give one of the dogs a bath in here, it's so big. I really like this. It's got a lot of dexterity. And then, check that out. Favorite part, magnet. Nailed it.
2 hours later.
I accidentally fell asleep. I was reading in bed while Finley was setting up the garbage disposal. And then I took a nap. But it's fine. He's slaying, doing so good. He literally had to take another trip to the store to get one fucking piece of pipe. But it looks like he got what he needed. He's just listening to Game of Thrones and vibing. And things are looking pretty dang good in here, brother. Oh my god, I'm so excited. This is the only thing that really is infuriating. Just a couple inches to the side.
Can I have that bar light?
Yeah, pretty good craftsmanship, buddy.
Nope.
There is a leak?
Yeah.
Oh god. Finley's first time at the co-op. We're having a little Saturday shopping trip day. Woohoo! Let's go get whatever you want. Another browsing success. I'll do a haul when we get home. But we have to go to the post office as well. And I got some pretty little flowers. Finally. Just looking at dishwasher parts. You think you have what you need? It's been about 10 minutes.
Crossed my mind because nobody's.
So back here is cold and to the front is hot.
Yeah.
Okay, grocery haul. Grocery haul. So I'm really excited that Finley came with me because I wanted him to be able to get whatever he wanted, because the last time I went to the co-op, I basically just got all that I wanted and then some random things for him that I thought maybe he might like. But he got himself some chicken sausage, so the spinach and feta, the fire roasted red pepper, the chicken and apple, all from Applegate Organics. I got myself some Yalla hummus, which is local to me. Love it. We also got a 3 for $5 deal on some coconut waters to stay hydrated with. We got 6 of the Alani's cherry slush and the breezeberry, which are Finley's favorite flavors. He also picked out his own little sriracha because he wanted hot sauce, but I got some barbecue sauce the last time I was there. I've really been enjoying this one. And then in here, I got some tofurkey slices again, just for sandwiches, and he got some roast beef, which I didn't even know he likes, but you know, why not? But he also has a ton of like turkey to get through, so I told him he's gotta, you know, maybe limit it to 1 pack of the meat. I'm getting that today. And then we got some Cabot cheddar, some provolone cheese, as well as some Swiss cheese. We really liked the Swiss cheese that we had last time. We only have like a couple slices left that we're gonna have for lunch today. And that was like all of the fridge stuff that we got because our propane people are not coming for another like 2 weeks or so. So I wanted to get some frozen stuff for us. So Finley got another 6 chicken pot pies, just a different, you know, healthier brand this time. And he also got himself some chicken breast tenders, also from Applegate. And then I told him this is his shelf. This is kind of like our shared shelf. So I got us some shiitake and vegetable dumplings. And then he got us some field roast buffalo wings as well as the miniature corn dogs just to try. I don't know. He was just feeling crazy. And then for myself, I got 13 grams of protein pepperoni lovers plant-based pepperoni pizza from Sweet Earth. I looked at the ingredients and I was like, okay, slay. I really want to try that one out. Maybe I'll have it for dinner. But I need to move it over here because it's blocking the light on this side and it looks really dark in here. And then for my frozen foods, I wanted to try the world's best veggie burgers from Hillary. You know, that's like a really big statement to make. So figured might as well try them out. I also am going to try these jackfruit wings from Jack and Annie's, the buffalo style ones, because I love jackfruit. And normally I just eat like, you know, fake meat things, but those will be good to try. But I also got much corn nuggets, you know, and then under here you can just read the side labels. From Deep I got chickpea masala and some samosas, potato and pea. So that was a sleigh. That's all the stuff that we got over there. And then over here I got more dark chocolate almonds because they're incredible. And then I got more of these energy bites, but this time I got, I don't know, it was like a turmeric situation. I feel like there was ginger in there or something. I don't know. But I really like those energy bites. They're just good for a little energy boost, you know. And then for myself, I got from, once again, the creamy peanut butter. Look at that little raccoon. I love a little trash monster. And then I also got some Crofters premium spread strawberry organic jam. I am a strawberry jam girl. Please comment down below what flavor of jam you are. I need to know this information. And then the house is a total mess right now because we're still in the middle of our sink installation. But I also am about to have this because I did not know that Field Roast makes plant-based classic style sausage, egg, and cheese sandwiches. So I'm about to have that before we go on a little walk. We're going on a chainsaw walk, a chainsaw walk. We're gonna cut down the trees in the path. Go, 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 go. You don't want to be left behind. I got my Blundstones on and my socks don't match my dress. Larry, you're being so cute, buddy. A young Larry in the wild. He's trying to figure out how to get the hell down. Good boy. Oh! Oh, God. Larry. Larry, are you okay?
Good boy.
Okay, I had to change into my overalls and boots instead of my cute little sundress and boots because our walk with the chainsaw turned into a landscaping walk, and Finley also realized he was wearing flops instead of his boots. So I had to go grab his work boots. He was like, I didn't even pack them. I was like, I packed them, okay? Crack ass, I'm gonna go get them for you. So I got him those and some socks, and we're gonna go try to get a handle on some of our trail system because before I film the tour of the land, we just have to get the land looking good and all in shape, you know? It's been raining a lot, so a lot of the underbrush is coming up, you know? We gotta get on the mower soon. I'm wearing my purse because I have to hold you. Sorry, you can keep going.
So all this, I'll just weed whack except for those things, okay?
Yeah.
So just like anything, also on the other side of the house, there's all those trees growing. It'd be really helpful if you could cut those down.
Do any of you guys remember the name of this? I'll probably ID it and put it on the screen. But if you have this in your yard, you know, we used to have this shit all over the pig pasture. One of my friends who runs a farm with her husband said that you could grind it and mill it and turn it into like a flour substitute. But honestly, I resent this plant so much. I don't even know if I want to get a mill and do that, you know, that homestead life. We've been so focused on the inside of the house that we haven't really been giving as much attention to the outside of the house. But like I just said, it's been raining a lot, so we need to cut down all of these trees that are gonna start growing underneath our siding. And before you ask, yes, we do plan to replace this wretched siding. That's a project that we want to do with you guys though. Possibly do it ourselves if we can. But we're still researching the best materials to do that with and all that kind of good stuff. But I gotta clip all of this before Finley weed whacks it. While Finley's on the other side of the house, I'm gonna blast this in my pocket. I might need the chainsaw for this one. Does anybody else's head itch when they get sweaty? I should not have showered this morning. I'm already so sweaty. It's not even that hot out. Well, my watch does say 80 degrees. Take you around the perimeter and show off our work today. You can tell where the plants were before along the lines of the foundation. Hello, ballaholic. She seems to have taken her ball out into the yard to be in peace with it. Nice and weed whacked around here. Love it. Although I do love plants. They're not supposed to grow there. Very gorgeous. Weed whacked along the whole side of the garage. And Finley's working on this space over here. We may actually leave right here for now because it's getting a little loud, but basically we want to excavate this area because it's kind of like a bunch of weird scrap wood and then this kind of like treacherous drop off. and we just want to make it better and a little bit more seamless, at least to walk down. Over here, you can see I've been collecting trash in those buckets, and then I moved all of the brush that I cut from those trees, which you saw me doing over there. And Finley's weed whacking these areas. Also, hello, Self-Heal. I love this medicinal plant, Self-Heal. It starts to get these little purple blooms on it. Love, so cute. You can dry it and use it for teas. Very anti-inflammatory and great. These, we were gonna use our hedge trimmer on because they're basically like these giant bushes, but the hedge trimmer isn't currently working, so we have to figure that out. But we did a ton of work. Slaying. He's still getting after it. We got to chainsaw that. He also weed whacked underneath the front porch, which is fantastic because it was super overgrown. So overgrown that it would like grow through the steps here. Larry has just been hanging out in his little ditch, his little gravel sand bed that he dug for himself. That's so nice. He does this every time he goes to the beach. He digs himself a little bed. You're so smart, Larry. You love Vermont. Yeah, he's so happy here. He loves exploring. But yeah, we did a ton of that today. We'll have to lawn mow and everything around here pretty soon. Finley said he was gonna come over here and weed whack around our well in a second, which is this ugly flag. I almost gave this to the people who were doing a dump run for us. I was like, can you take the flag? I mean, it has this bright blue top. It's like, we're not gonna miss it. Anyway, lovely red clover here. Love her work. Amazing for raising estrogen levels naturally, if that's a problem for you. Anyway, we've been dreaming up today about our future animal pasture because not only for the pigs, it would be really, really nice. We've always dreamed of getting, you know, another pig, like a boar or something, or Finley really wants a boar. He would have to be neutered, of course, because our girls are not spayed. They didn't come that way, and it's way, way harder and has way more complications when they're older, and they're 5 years old now. But that's a separate thing. Anyway, we were thinking like it could be so cool to have this whole backyard just be a pasture and then have our big outbuilding over here. I'm probably going to show this in like, oh my God, I caught you. Oh, sheesh. I don't know how you got so loose in my hands there, but I'll probably show this in a future land tour and stuff when we get things, you know, looking a little bit better. But yeah, the problem with this area, I can go and show you, but the previous owner used this as like a trash burn pile, because sometimes in the country, I won't say everybody, but a lot of people don't have a trash service. So then they're like, oh, I don't want to go to the dump. I'm just going to burn my trash, which is just horrible, and you should never do that. So, you know, like I showed you earlier with having the collection of trash, like the little buckets and planters and plastic bottles and all that shit that I've been finding around, we've also found his burn pile, which isn't bad to do. Like, we had a burn pile when we lived in Oregon, but we didn't burn metal, dude. So many pieces of metal, rusted metal, so many pieces like that. So if we had a pasture out here, I would want to excavate and get like a big scoop of all of this soil and honestly just take it to the dump, because this is like so polluted the way that he's burned plastic, you know, just other stuff like that. And then we have this huge amount of like drain pipe, which we need to just put and move into the shed, because we might end up using this for like a water feature and drainage situation in the future. But Larry, I know you're being such a good boy listening to those dogs bark in the distance and not doing anything. So nice of you. But yeah, it would be really, really nice to have a barn here. I was showing this area in a previous moving vlog. I don't remember which number moving vlog it was, but there is a lot of evidence of a previous structure being there over there, so then we could just like extend it. The crickets stay out so late here. I mean, so like early into the day from the night before. There's just crickets everywhere that we've been finding here. Wow. The well has been Finley-fied. I'm gonna try to rip this bitch out. I think I said this like right when we moved in. I don't remember. But we had to have our well like shocked and treated and then retested. Woo! Before we moved in. So now we got good clean water. So I highly recommend doing a water test. Also a radon test, a radon air test, and a radon water test when you get your inspection before you buy a house. I have to go pick up the chainsaw because Finley and I decided we're actually not going on our chainsaw walk anymore. What we are gonna do is we're gonna go see Barbie. So I told him that he has to shower because he's super stinkers and is very sweaty and covered in grass. from weed whacking in shorts. But at least he put his boots on. At least he didn't do it in the damn flops. He always does everything in the damn flops. Anyway, he left the chainsaw down where we were cutting before, which is probably the most problematic part of our property. Actually, that's a broad statement. There's a lot of problematic things, but we're fixing all of them and still having fun doing it. But the reason I say it's problematic is because it pretty much blocks off the entire access to the trail system from the beginning. And it was just like this huge tree. I can show you which tree broke. This tree snapped, broke down, fell all over that walkable path. So now, whenever we walk down here, we either have to go over it or under it, but we're slowly but surely chainsawing it away. And that's what we were doing in the vlog when our buddy Libby came to visit. We were chainsawing it a little bit. And when I say we, I mean Finley, not me. But he left it down here, so I'm gonna go grab the damn chainsaw and then go ready myself and freshen up a bit for Barbie. We either have to lawnmower or weed whack around here though, because it is getting overgrown. It can just be really hard to lawn mow when you have so many rocks like this. Like this used to be an access road. Like I said, there was, you know, a trail system. So he did lay down some gravel and stuff, the previous owner did, but he just really hadn't been here over the past few years. So I think this is attached to me. It is. There we go. Anyway, so it kind of just all went to shit. But we gotta clear the way pretty soon here. This big mama fell over and we gotta move her over. Red Rover. Okay, got what I needed. I love all the ferns around our property. It's so nice. And there's so much random, like, decay. I love seeing root systems, like, overturned from fallen trees. It just looks like the most monstrous beast ever. And some of them look so creepy. I love it. Anyway, I'm just blabbing. I'm just talking. What do you guys think is on this plant? Wow. I would say slug trails, but those are pretty weird looking for slug trails. I've never seen anything like this. If you know what that could be, comment down below. Hey y'all, we decided we're gonna go see Barbie, y'all. So I'm wearing my cute little dress. I got this in DC. I thrifted it at like a random store and it was really marked down and adorable. And it's kind of like a little pinky purple. So.
I don't own any pink, but I got these slutty little yellow shorts. So I'm wearing those.
Very Ken.
I don't really know much about Barbie, but I'm hoping Ken's a little slutty. The rest of me is pretty normal. I got a hat that's colorful.
This is his Barbie hat. Really cute. He's giving pink. He's giving floral. And Mickey on the back. The dogs are staying. We're going on a little date night. And it's Saturday night. Yeah. We're walking around town after our date night, just vibing, looking at all the art in the stores. We just went to High Tie, love it. And now we're going to the Latches Theater and we're gonna see, well, it's not on this side of the, what is this called? When you put the letters up, the letterboard? I don't know. It's not on the sign, but we're going to see, oh, there it is. There's my Ken. Hey guys, just left Barbie. We loved it. So fun.
So fun.
We were talking about it on the walk back to the car from the theater and I was like, damn. I wish I just like turned the camera on and filmed my feet because like we already said everything that we thought about the movie, but we both thought it was fantastic. Life in plastic. It's fantastic. Where are we? We're trying to get home with no GPS. Well, we both thought that it was really wonderfully shot. I mean, obviously, gorgeous, great director, Miss Greta Gerwig. Love her work. One of Finley's favorite movies that we've watched together was Lady Bird, and so I was excited to take him to another Miss Greta film. Anyway, I just put on the GPS. We loved Alan and Midge and Will Ferrell's role as well of, you know, working at Mattel. All of the guys at Mattel we thought were very funny. All the characters were very, very well done. And it was just such a wonderful, you know, display of like, I guess matriarchy versus patriarchy, like living in that little bubble of it just being an all women run Barbie land. Like, it's such a cute little fantasy to play into, and it was like so funny for so long in the movie, and then when Ken did it, you were like, oh, I don't like that at all, you know? And then Ken was like, yeah, doesn't feel good, does it? And then you're like, wait, Neither of these ways make sense. Oh, this is like all spoilers, by the way. I'll probably put something on the screen if you haven't seen it and you want to. But I loved when Miss Issa Rae, Miss President of Barbie Land, was like, no, we shouldn't go back to the way things are. We need to do them where both people are represented. It's not just a matriarchy or a patriarchy, and then everybody, you know, will be able to have their happy ending in a way. So loved that.
I feel like it was like a message of cultural domination not being the solution in any sense. No matter what culture you're trying to enforce as primary and mandatory way of life.
Totally. I thought that that was really, really great. It was very like deep in that way while also being really funny. And when we were leaving the theater, Finley was like, I thought they did it in a great way of not like shoving a message down your throat for the whole movie, but having that kind of overlying message, overarching. I never get this word right. Underlying message.
It is hard. I didn't know what it was either.
Yeah. Just kind of like sprinkled in there. And then Finley reminded me as well, he was like, they never told you what to feel. Like they never told you what was the right way either. Like that you should do this or you should do that. So
yeah, like
I thought that was great.
Like we're pretty obviously patriarchy taking over Barbie Land was like, you know, portrayed in a this is bad.
This is bad. This is the bad part of the movie.
But I felt like it was just to highlight the fact that cultural domination or gender domination is just not positive in any sense. So.
Totally. Yeah. Like at the beginning when Barbie was doing it to Ken and he was like, I don't exist unless you look at me. Like that is, she was like, you need to find yourself, you know, before we can be anything. And that's such a good theme as well for any relationship. Anyway, I could talk about this for a while and kind of just go in circles, but we thought that it was a 10 out of 10. Also, soundtrack, impeccable. I was already listening to it before the movie came out, like a couple of the singles when they released, and I've been listening to it before I even saw the movie. So happy to see Michael Cera in that movie too. We love you, Alan. I also have to say that one of my favorite parts in the movie was when, you know, the president of Mattel came over the fence like towards the end, and he was like leaving that little tree house, and he saw Midge, and he was like, ah, Midge. Oh, and she's just like so pregnant, waving at him, and he goes, thank God we discontinued her.
My favorite part was when Will Ferrell started tickling all his colleagues, and then none of them were tickling him, so he's like, come on, tickle me back. Do me.
Do me. Okay, an exciting update for the end of this video. Finley installed our new washer and dryer in the basement. And there was just so many things that he had to do before then. So I'm feeling very, very happy and very grateful to have a man in my life, my husband, who can do all the things. So there was a little bit of a hole in our dryer vent, so he taped that, but he got a new dryer vent because y'all saw the first one. It was appalling, and got the dryer all hooked up to there. And then the washer also got hooked up to the water. He had to do some plumbing situations. He had to do some electrical stuff. So this is like the double gang box situation, and we are going to mount it to the wall because we're not going to keep it next to this water heater. He also wired this whole electrical box, which you guys saw some of, but this is like the cover and everything like that, where he labeled what everything is. I'm just so grateful for you, baby. You really slayed this after many days.
Well, a few things is that, like you already said, I have to mount this. There's probably some rule about inches high or something like that, so I'll try to find that. Another thing I have to do is mount this properly on so there's not constant stress on these pipes. But these still swivel, so I just did this temporarily because it was really weird without that there. Once this is unscrewed, I can twist this like that so it's not like sticking out this way, which will make it a little nicer.
These pipes are really pretty. I love the gold color. So beautiful.
So you can see, like, you know, the front is out further and this is back further because it's supposed to just be like that, and then there's back legs that come out and
that's self-level,
but it's just not working. There's no like instructions on what to do if it's not working.
Sure.
And this one is level. I know it's level.
Yeah, I think it looks really great, baby.
But that's where I punched a hole in it.
Yeah.
And like literally right there, I put a paper towel over it to try to like cushion it a bit, but there's...
Oh, because there's a really sharp jutting out. Is it like those things?
It's like one of those, yeah.
So weird. I wonder if like he had something resting on there before, like some pipe resting on it as a support or something.
Like if it was just like 10 feet long, I could have gotten around all this stuff, but...
You did a really great job, baby. This was a great project. even though there was a lot of things to do.
Vacuum's happening if you put pressure on there.
Yeah.
They give you like these really quick instructions, but they're not in depth enough. So you have to like look up the real instructions. I was trying to figure it out mostly off the little thing they sent. And on that, it didn't mention like wrapping the threads with Teflon tape, which is what you use with plumbing to make sure it's sealed. It's that way, it's stuff right there. And like normally I always would, but I was like, oh, maybe because it's like a plastic fitting you're screwing it into or something like that. There's like some reason why you wouldn't want to do that, and that's why they didn't say it. But then when I was reading the instructions after, it said to do that, and so I haven't done it. But if I do it, I have to turn the water off, and then those tubes would drain out, and I just don't feel like doing all that, but I probably should.
Okay. I also wanted to give you an update that our sink is fully installed in Gorge, but we are waiting on our dishwasher still. So Finley has to do some other plumbing things when the dishwasher comes in a couple of days. But I just wanted to show you the new Gorge sink. When the dish rack is here, you don't really notice as much that the sink is off center, but you do notice that the faucet is off center. But I'm gonna stop pointing it out and just accept it, because I'm not gonna move the placement of this. I would have to cut a huge hole, fill in the old hole. It would just be like a whole thing, you know? Pun intended, a whole thing. Anyway, we're really obsessed with our new faucet. We think it's amazing, but we did realize that the sink is not level. So it's pooling, and the sink is level to this piece of wood, but the issue is that this piece of wood is not level on this. Like, we need to pick it up and jack it up or put something under it to make the countertop more level so that this actually drains. Because right now it's sitting at a slant where it's slanting down this way towards the floor, where it should be. Like, whenever Finley wants the sink to drain, he like picks up this and picks up the whole countertop, and then it will like drain backwards that way. So we're thinking that we're gonna put in a dark piece of wood underneath the countertop in the cabinets and like jack it up basically with that wood. So another day, another renovation sleigh. You know how I be. Women be shopping. Rue's really cracked out on her ball today. It's all she could think about. In other news, Finley just sold some flooring. That gray flooring, like the fake wood floor that was in our bedroom and then a downstairs bedroom, for $200. Go off, King. And I'm gonna end off this vlog on that high note, okay? We got a lot done in this video, and so much landscaping, so much sink work, so much plumbing, electrical, all that kind of jazz. I also wanted to say I'm sorry for not vlogging in DC, but Mama just needed a break. You know what I mean? And my sister and I filmed some TikToks and reels and all that kind of good stuff and took photos. So that was the content for ya. But I just took a little break from vlogging because I just am enjoying focusing my content right now on the renovations, the house, the moving process, and move-in process, because it's never ending. Everything is never ending. Love you, Rihanna. Anyway, miss you, Queen. When you coming back? I said I was gonna leave this on a high note, so I'm just gonna say I love you. Thanks for watching. Complete the heart. Also, I'm still on break from Twitch because my stream room is nowhere near set up. Like, that whole wing is just tragic, and we're gonna renovate it at a later date. But I am still posting on my Patreon, so if you wanna see extra content or just like support our renovation project in general, I'm going to be sharing more content about like price transparency and stuff with all of the projects that we've been doing on my Patreon, just because it's a smaller amount of people. I feel more comfortable doing it over there. So if you're feeling the urge, you could go check out my Patreon for some extra content here. And I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Stay smiling. Bye, y'all.